Because one of the things that I know for absolute sure is that I would not know what I have with the relationship with my wife today if I didn't have the relationship I had with my ex-wife.
Right.
You know, as sad as that may sound, like I'm grateful for that dysfunctional shit because it put me in a place where I have something to compare my life to.
Right.
You know, I can look back on my active addiction in the way that I felt about myself, the way that I treated myself, and I can look at, even though not every day is perfect now, I can look and see where I'm so much better than I was back there because I have that to compare it to.
Well, and it again, like it reminds me, like purpose, right? Like it gives a purpose to all that shit. Like when I was going through and I was, in the trenches and I was running and gunning each day, and I was actively living in addiction. When I first started getting sober, I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that all about? You know what I mean? And really, like when we get to that point where we see that experience as being valuable to others, it gives a purpose to all that. It's like, okay, that's why I had to go through that. So that I appreciate the things that I do have now, the relationships I have, the career that I have, the financial stability that I have now. I get to appreciate all those things, and I get to share with other people what it was like, so that they know that there is hope. Like I get to show up for those people to be a messenger now.
And they say that's the cement that binds us together. That's the cement, the fact that we were lost in drug addiction and alcoholism. That's the cement, that's the hell that we walk through. What they say about spirituality, it's not for people that are scared to go to hell, it's for people that's been there, right? And again, I believe that 100%. I'm quoted as saying, you know what I mean? I don't care if I go to the blackest of hell, because again, that's where I was, resigned to the fact. I'm lost. I'm hopeless at this point. There's no way. And being able to share this story, there's somebody else out there that feels that same hopelessness. That's the cement that's binding us together as well. Our stories, this whole thing is designed to connect us, to let people know, look, I used to hate that phrase, oh, you're not alone. Sometimes I wanted to be alone. But again, I understand it in a different context now. That you're not alone is basically saying, hey, look, I've been where you are. And there is an answer. There is a solution to it. Isolation, I may have thought that was where I wanted to be.
Sure.
But the values and the energy that I get from connection to people who have been through is priceless, bro. It's just priceless. And that's all we're trying to do, man.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that now I can look back on that experience and I don't have to regret the past nor always just shut the door.
Right.
And I think that that's getting to that place of acceptance and really, adding that to a part of who I am as an individual, because it took a long time for me to own the fact that I was an alcoholic or an addict, right? Like it took me a long time to want to share it with people. And now it's like I'm an open book. Like people that I work with, I don't broadcast it, but I definitely don't shy away from telling people either. And most people are completely surprised. And it's like,
you don't seem like an alcoholic.
Right. Well, and that's where we get the opportunity to break the stigma, right?
Right.
Exactly. It just reminds me of Brittany Jade Anthony, who was on here sharing her story, and she said, well, what does an alcoholic look like?
Yeah.